Welcome to Wales Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies, Chennai 117. BCom online degree program offered to the societies. Course name Corporate Accounting 1, Block 1, Unit 3, Issue of Debentures. First, Issue of Debentures Introduction. A debenture is an instrument issued by a company under its seal, acknowledge a debt and containing provisions as regard repayment of the principal and interest. A debenture is an instrument issued by a company under its seals, acknowledging a debt and containing provisions as regard repayment of the principals and interest. Meaning of debentures. So, according to an Indian Company Act 2013 under section 2 subsection 30 of the Company Act, debentures include debenture stock, bonds and any other instrument of the company evidencing a debt, whether constituting a charge on the assets of the company or not. Debentures and debenture holders. Debentures. It is a document known as debenture certificate. It is a document known as debenture certificate. It is an acknowledgement of debt by the company. It is an acknowledgement of debt by the company. The next, it is an agreement between the company and its debentures holder for repayment of the principal's amount on a specified date along with the interest at a predetermined rate charged on the principal's amount until the principal is repaid. The next, it is an evidence of the debt to the holders usually arising out of a loan and mostly secured by a charge. Debenture holders. They are the person to whom debentures are issued by a company. Debenture issued by a company. They are person to whom debentures. These person have lenders to the company as they provide funds in exchange of debentures issued to them. Features of a debentures. Silent characteristics or features of a debenture. What are the features? So first one, a document known as debenture certificate. A document known as debenture certificate. The next one, the main features of a debentures and acknowledgement of debt by the company. Acknowledgements of debt by the company. Next, involve an agreement between the company and its debenture holder to fix the mode and period of repayment of principal and interest. It is a common practice to prefix debentures with the rate of interest, like if the rate of interest is 10%, the title of the debenture will be 10%. It is treated as an external equity or long-term borrowing by the company. It is usually secured by way of charge on the assets of the company. The interest charged on debentures is a charge against profit. Types of debentures. Debenture namely classified into 5 categories. Debenture namely classified into 5 categories. First one, on the basis of securities, on the basis of convertibility, on the basis of performance, on the basis of negotiability, on the basis of periodicity. The first one, on the basis of security. First, the debenture type, secured debenture or unsecured debenture. Secured and unsecured debenture. Convertibility, convertible debentures, non-convertible debentures. Performance, redeemable preference debentures and irredeemable debentures. Negotiability, registered debentures, unregistered debenture. Periodicity, first mortgage debenture, second mortgage debentures. So, debentures namely divided into 5 categories on the basis of securities, on the basis of convertibility, on the basis of performance, on the basis of negotiability, on the basis of periodicity. On the basis of secured debentures. Secured debentures, such debentures as secured by either a fixed charge or a floating charge on the assets of the company. Such a charge is to be registered with the register of the company. at the time of submissions articles of association, they should mention they are going to issue secured creditors. It should be secured debentures. The next, unsecured debentures. Such debentures are not secured by any charge on assets of the company. Redeemable debentures. Such debentures are repayable by the company at the end of the specific period or by installment during the existence of the company. At the end of the expiry date, they are going to redeem this as redeemable debentures. The next, irredeemable debentures. Such debentures are not repayable during the lifetime of the company and are repayable only when the company is liquidated. Winding up of the company irredeemable debentures can redeemed. Registered debentures. Such debentures are registered in the company records in the holder's name. All amounts towards principal and interest are to be paid to the registered debenture holder only. Any transfer of such debentures require execution of the transfer deed. Bearer debentures. Such debentures are not registered in the record of the company. The name of the holder, they are easily transferable by mere delivery. Interest is paid to the persons who produce coupon attached to the debentures. First debentures. Such debentures are to be repaid before the other debentures. Second debentures. Such a debenture has to be repaid after the first debentures are redeemed. Difference between shares and debentures. Difference between shares and debenture. First, debenture and shareholdership basis. First, ownership. It is a debt taken by the company and therefore holder of such a document is a lender. So, debenture holder, one of the liabilities, but shareholder, it is a capital of a company, therefore holder of such shares is known as owner. So, debenture holder is one of the liabilities, but shareholder one of the owner. The next, return in form of interest on the principal amount at a predetermined, irrespective of whether the company earned profit or not. But shares in form of dividend which is paid by the company as an appropriation out of profit. Therefore, such a dividend is paid only when the company makes profit. They have profit means they will receive the profit. But debenture always will give debenture interest. Then repayment. It is issued for a specific period and therefore are to be repaid the due date. The amount of shares is not repaid during the lifetime of the company except for preference shares which is redeemed on the due date. Convertibility. It can be converted into shares. It cannot be converted into other kinds of securities. So, next, issued at discount. It can be issued at discount. It is not issued at discount except equity shares. Security. It may or may not be secured by a charge on the assets of the company, but it is not secured by any charge on the assets of the company. Risk. It is relatively safe as most secured debentures are risk-free. Relatively riskless as shareholder can lose the amount invested in shares. Voting rights. Holder of a debenture does not get any voting rights, but shareholder holding of a shares gets the rights to attend the and vote in general meeting. Priority as to repayment of principal during the winding up. In the event of winding up, debentures are to be paid before the payment of share capital. In the event of winding up, payment to shareholder is made after repayment of debentures. Issue of debenture, model journal entry. First, in the books of debenture account, in the books of Dash Company Limited, journal entry for issue of debenture, fresh issue of debenture. Debenture application money received. Debenture application money received. So, bank or cash account data to debenture application account being application debenture application money received. Debenture application money received. The next, debenture application money transferred to debenture account. Journal entry, debenture application account data to debenture account. In case excess debentures refused to share applicant. Excess debentures, refused to share applicant. Journal entry, debentures application account data to bank account. Debenture application account data to bank account. Debenture application account data to bank account. In case excess debenture application money adjusted to allotment money, adjusted to allotment money. Journal entry, debenture application account data to debenture allotment account, to debenture allotment account to call in advance account if any permissible to pro rata allotment. Excess debentures asking these debentures so get in the transfer to allotment account. Next, debenture allotment money received. Debenture allotment account data to debenture account. Debenture allotment money receivable. Debenture allotment money due. Journal entry, debenture allotment account data to debenture account. So next, first one, debenture application money received. Then excess share application money, debenture application money refused to share applicant. The next, excess debenture application money adjusted to share allotment. The next, application debenture money transferred to debenture account. Journal entry, debenture application account data to bank account. Next, debenture allotment money due at par value. Debenture allotment account data to debenture account. Next, debenture allotment money received. Bank or cash account data to debenture allotment account. In case debenture next first call money due. Debenture first call money due. Debenture first call account data to debenture account. Debenture first call account data to debenture account. Debenture first call money received. So bank account data to debenture first call account. Bank account data to debenture first call account. Next, debenture second and final call money received. Due. Debenture second and final call account data to debenture account. Debenture second and final call money received. Bank account data to debenture second and final call account. Then question number 1. Gurutra Limited issued prospect inviting application for 1012% debentures of ₹10 each, payable as follows: on application ₹3, an allotment ₹3, and first and final call ₹4. This issues is fully subscribed, pass the necessary journal entry in the books of Gurutra Limited, assuming that all the payment due as stated above received. In the books of Gurutra Limited journal entry, first they are issued, they are offered to the public 1012% debentures of ₹10 each. So the same amount received from the debenture holder. So at par value, issued at par value. Journal entry, when share application money received, when debenture application money received, this is issues fully subscribed, but shares offered to debenture offered to the public 1000 debenture at the rate of ₹10 each. The same debentures received from the public are subscribed from the public. So how many debentures? 1000 debenture. Debenture application money received. Journal entry, bank account data to 12% debenture account. 12% debenture account. The next step, debentures amount transferred to debenture account. Journal entry, debenture application account data to debenture account. Debenture application account data to debenture account, being debenture application money transferred to debenture account. Next, debenture allotment money due. Journal entry, debenture allotment account data to debenture account. How much? 1000 into 3. 1000 into how many debentures? 3000 debenture. For allotment money due ₹3. So 3 into 1000, 3000 debited to debenture allotment account, to debenture account 3000. Next, allotment money received. All the money duly received. So there is no any due allotment on first call and final call. So bank account data to debentures allotment account. Bank account data to debenture allotment account. How much amount? 3000 due from sir allotment money. It is fully received. So bank account debited 3000, debenture allotment account 3000. Next, first call money due. Debenture first call money due. How much per due? ₹4 per due. So debenture first and final call account data to debenture acquired, being debenture first and final call money due. How many debentures? 1000 debentures at the rate of rupees 4. So 4000 debited to debenture first and final call to debentures 4000. Next, debenture first and final call received. Journal entry, bank account data to debenture first and final call account 4000, being debenture first and final call money is received. MKIRS Limited company issued 10,000 debentures at the rate of rupees 100 each at a premium of rupees 20 per debenture payable as follows. An application rupees 20, an allotment rupees 50 including premium, and first call 30 and final call 20. All the debentures offered were subscribed by the public and cash fully received. Make the necessary journal entry and cash book entry. Make the necessary journal entry and cash book entry. First, you have to find out how many debenture offered to the public. So, face value of debenture, how much? First, you have to find out. How many debenture? 10,000 debentures offered to the public at the rate of rupees 100 each at a premium of rupees 20 per debenture. So, issued at premium. An application 20, an allotment 50, and first call 30, and final call 20. All the debentures offered were subscribed by the public. How many debenture offered to the public? 10,000 debenture. The same debenture subscribed to the public 10,000. So journal entry first in the books of MKIRS Limited, journal entry. First, debenture application money received. Debenture application money received. How many application debenture received? So 10,000 application. How many application? 10,000 application. Per debenture value 20. 10,000 into 20 debited to bank account 2 lakh, credited to debenture application account 2 lakh. The next application money received transferred to debenture account. Journal entry, debenture application account data 2 lakh to debentures account 2 lakh, being debenture application money transferred to debenture account. The next allotment money due. Allotment here issued at premium of 20 rupees. Premium how much? 20 rupees including 20 rupees. Journal entry. Debenture allotment account data 10,000 into 50, 5 lakh debited to debenture allotment account. To debenture account 10,000 into 30, 3 lakh. To security premium account 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh, being debenture allotment amount is due. Next, allotment money received. All the money duly received. There is no any due. So there debenture allotment money received. Journal entry, bank account data to debenture allotment account, being debenture allotment amount received with security premium 5 lakh. Next, debenture first call money due. Debenture first call account data to debenture account. How many debenture? 10,000 debenture at the rate of rupees 3 each. 10,000 30 each. 10,000 into 30, 3 lakh debited to debenture first call account. Then 3 lakh credited to debenture account. Then debenture call money received. So, journal entry, bank account data to debenture first call account, being debenture first call money received. How much due? 3 lakh. So it is fully received 3 lakh. Journal entry, bank account data to debenture first call account. Next, debenture final call money due. Debenture final call account data to debenture account. How much due? Rupees 20 per cess due on debenture final call. Debenture final call account data to debenture account 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh debited to debenture final call, 2 lakh debenture account credited. Next, debenture final call money received. Journal entry, bank account data to debenture final call account. How much due? 2 lakh rupees. There is no any other due. It is fully received. Cash. Next, problem number 3. SSP Electronic Limited purchased a machinery for rupees 1,98,000 and issued 9% debenture of rupees 100 each to the vendor. Make journal entries if the debentures were issued at par at a premium of rupees 10, at discount rupees 10. So first, SSP Electronic Limited purchased machinery for rupees 1,98,000. So 1,98,000 and issued 9% debenture at the rate of rupees 100 each to be vendor. So they are bought from vendor, journal entry. So first they have purchased from machinery. Machinery account data to vendor account. Vendor name is not mentioned, being machinery purchase 1,98,000. So machinery comes inside from vendor. So journal entry, machinery account data to vendor account. Next, this vendor amount transfer to debenture account. Vendor account data to 9% debenture account. Always determine 9% debenture. So they are issued, they are converted to machinery to debenture. 1,98,000 divided 100 is equal to 1,980 debenture. 1,980 debenture at the rate of rupees 100 each. So 1,980 into 100, 1,98,000 debited to vendor account, 1,98,000 credited to debenture, 9% debenture account. The next debenture issued at premium. Journal entry, vendor account data to 9% debenture account to security premium account. How much amount? 9% debenture account, 1,98,000 into 10 by 110 rupees, 1,80,000 rupees, 1,80,000. Security premium account 1,80,000 into 10 by 100, 18,000. So how is determined? So face value of machinery amount 1,98,000, but vendor it is converted to debenture. 1,98,000 divided 100 is equal to 1,980 debenture. 1,980 debenture. 1,980 into 100, 1,98,000. This has converted to premium at the rate of rupees 10 per share. So 1,98,000 into 10 divided 110, so is equal to 1,80,000. Then security premium 1,80,000 into 10 by 100, 18,000 total 1,98,000. This is called known as vendor account. Vendor account data, discount on issue of debenture account data to 9% debenture account, to 9% debenture account. Total vendor amount 1,98,000, but discount on issue of debenture at the rate of 10%. So how much? So this is means 90% amount, 100% 1,98,000. What about 100%? 100% 2,20,000. So allowed discount at the rate of 10%. So 10% 22,000. So 22,000 plus 1,98,000, 2,20,000, 9% debenture. This is discount on issue of debenture. Issue of debenture with conditions stipulated to their redemption journal entry. Issued at par, redeemable at par. Bank account data to debenture account. Issued at discount, redeemable at par. Bank account data, discount on issue of debenture account data to debenture account. Issued at premium, redeemable at par. Bank account data to debenture account to security premium account. Issued at par, redeemable at premium. Bank account data, loss on issue of debenture account data to debenture account to premium on redemption of debenture account. Issued at discount and redeemable at premium. Bank account data, discount on issue of debenture account data, loss on issue of debenture account data to debenture account to premium on redemption of debenture account. Make journal entries if 200 debentures of rupees 500 each have been issued as issued at 500, redeemable at 500. Issued at 500, redeemable at 500. Journal entry, bank account data to debenture account. Bank account data to debenture account. How many debentures? 200 debentures at the rate of rupees 500. 200 into 500, 1 lakh rupees debited to bank account, 1 lakh rupees credited to debenture account. Next, one is discount on issue of debenture, redemption, discount on issue of debenture, bank account data, discount on issue of debenture account data to debenture account. 200 into 50, 200 into 50, so 1 lakh rupees credited to debenture account. So rate of dividend discount is given. So 50 rupees dividend discount, 50 rupees discount, issue of debenture, 200 into 50, 10,000, 450 into 200, 90,000 is bank account. Discount on issue of debenture account 10,000 to debenture account 1 lakh rupees. Next, debenture premium issued. Bank account data to debenture account to security premium account. How many debenture? 200 debenture at the rate of rupees 500 each. 200 into 500, 1 lakh rupees. Security premium 200 into 50, 10,000 rupees. Being 200 issue of debentures at the rate of rupees 500 each. Next, bank account data 200 debentures at the rate of rupees 500, 1 lakh. Loss on issue of debenture account at the rate of, so like we have to find out balancing figure. To debenture account 200 into 500, 1 lakh. Redemption of debenture at the rate of rupees 50 each. 200 into 50, 10,000 rupees. Total 1 lakh 10,000. But discount on issue of debenture also 10,000 rupees. Next, bank account data 200 at the rate of rupees 450. 200 into 450, 90,000. Discount on issue of debenture, that is means loss. Discount on issue of debenture account 200 into 50, 10,000 rupees. To debenture account 200 into 500, 1 lakh. Premium on redemption of debenture account 10,000. Next, but the difference amount compared to debit balance and credit balance, different amount is called loss on issue of debenture. The Timex Limited issued 1,008% debentures of 100 rupees each. Give appropriate journal entries in the books of the company. If the debentures were issued as follows: issued at par, redeemable at par; issued at discount 5%, repayable at par; issued at premium 10%, repayable at par; issued at par, redeemable at premium 10%; issued at discount 5%, repayable at par, premium 10%. You are also required to show how the items considered appear in the balance sheets in each of the above cases. First, issued at par, redeemable at par. Journal entry, bank account data to 8% debenture account. How many debenture? 1,000 debenture at the rate of rupees 100 each, 1 lakh. The next, issued at discount of 5%, repayable at par. Issued at discount but repayable. Bank account data, discount on issue of debenture account data to debenture account. Issued at discount but repayable at par value. So 1 lakh rupees. So how much discount? 5% discount. So 1 lakh 5%, 5,000 rupees debited to discount on issue of debenture account. Then 95,000% bank account, 95,000 data bank account, discount on issue of debenture account data 5,000 to debenture account 1 lakh rupees. Next, debenture issued at premium of 10%, redeemable at par value. Journal entry, bank account data to 8% debenture account to security premium account. So 1 lakh 10% premium 10,000, 1 lakh 10,000 debited to bank account. The next, issued at par, redeemable at premium 10%. Issued at par, redeemable at premium. Bank account data to 8% debenture account data, so to 8% debenture account to premium on redemption debenture account. But the different amount is means loss on issue of debenture 10,000 rupees. Next, issued at discount 5%, repayable at premium 10%. So journal entry, discount on issue of debenture account data 95,000, bank account data, discount on issue of debenture account 5,000, to debenture account 1 lakh, to premium on redemption debenture account 10,000. The different amount 10,000 is loss on issue of debenture account.